Welcome to 5 Minutes with Daniel Coburn, where we spotlight exceptional leaders and businesses making a positive impact in the community. In just 5 minutes, we'll explore some interesting facts about our guests and how they tackle the challenges that they find in their company and how they give back to their communities. And today I'm very happy to be joined by Marisa Lytle. She is the VP of E-commerce and Digital Marketing for Springbok and Allied Brands. With us today, Marisa is a living example of how qualified people can help far different verticals, such as Springbok, which sells puzzles, and Allied, which has a flag business and a material business that works in the government sector. So, Marisa, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, one of the interesting things that I mentioned is you have some very disparate businesses that are like I would never take puzzle with the government sector, somebody who does that. So some of my questions are going to be revolving around that today. So what is the biggest challenge you face in marketing, such as with such different products and distinct audiences?
We tackle it quite simply, very much like an ad agency would attack the fact that they are serving a variety of different customers and customer bases. We operate them very differently, and then we find synergies that work. For example, you will see on our wholesale side of the business some crossover between people who are buying flags and frames and military frames, etc., with people who are buying puzzles, because they might have independent retail businesses that carry a wide variety of products. So we do see some crossover, but with consumers, we have to market to very different segments. We just keep that in mind when we're creating our marketing mix.
That's great. That's a great segue into my next question of which digital marketing channel has been most effective for each of the businesses and why?
Both of the businesses benefit very heavily from Amazon marketing channels, because we do sell both lines, or a variety of our lines for that matter, on Amazon Marketplace. But for our independent websites, we find that the Springbok puzzle area is primarily focused in on Google Ads, Google Shopping, as well as Meta. Meta really is more for top of funnel. It's for people who are just in the market for a really neat image on a puzzle, and they might just be browsing and taking a look. So that's, again, just more top of mind and interest area. Google is more about conversion, and we find that honestly we get as much bang for the buck with the efforts we make for SEO on puzzle as we do for Google Ads, simply because we're a very niche market.
Excellent. Yeah, with my agency, we focus a lot on that top of funnel, and we tell a lot of people exactly what you just said, that Google Ads are a great way for conversion because they tend to be that penultimate click. So that's good to hear. At least I'm not crazy.
No.
And how do you approach customer retention when selling these different types of products?
Well, we actually have a loyalty program for puzzle especially. Puzzle exploded during COVID, obviously, because people were looking for things that they could do to keep themselves occupied at home. And what they found was that puzzling did more than that. So we have honestly retained a good chunk of what we grew during the COVID period, because they found puzzles to be useful in other ways that they didn't anticipate. It somewhat creates a quiet space for a person. It lets you just focus in on creating this puzzle as opposed to all the other things going on, all the other noise in life. And it's honestly a proven way to help with things like memory retention and cognitive capabilities. And a lot of therapists have used puzzles for many years in terms of treating people who are having issues in that area.
Excellent. Yeah, I know I purchased plenty of puzzles in my life, so I look forward to doing a little bit more browsing and shopping on the website there. With that being said, I appreciate you joining us today, but before we wrap up, how can people get a hold of you, your businesses? How do people find just anything about what we're talking about today?
Absolutely. Well, Springbok Puzzles, springbok-puzzles.com is a great place to go and browse for the variety of puzzles that we offer. And we're bringing up new puzzle images literally every month. In addition to that, we have Allied Flags, which is under usflagstore.com. They can visit that site if they're looking for American-made U.S. flags, which is hard to find, believe it or not. And then lastly, if they're needing information or just some help in certain marketing areas, or they're struggling as a small business maybe to try to figure out how to position themselves with a variety of products, I can be found on LinkedIn. It's Marisa Lytle at LinkedIn.
Excellent. Thank you again for joining us. I appreciate all the insights today. And everybody, thank you for joining in to 5 Minutes with Daniel Coburn.